So it's okay now. Awesome. So yeah, game 2 on ESL Cloud Kingdom. More balanced maps. This one actually wasn't made by Blizzard. I think it was made by Iron Man SC, who's an incredibly good map creator, who made... I don't think he made Corehold Compound, which you might remember from last season. But he's made lots of good maps, which have been used in multiple tournaments. So, up here in the green, we have XpRallerbabs for Team XP, who's 1 down in a best of 7 to the man in the bottom left, xpOxy, the Red Terran. I'll have to think of nicknames for them, other than just xpOxy. I don't know. The question is, are they going to do the same build as they did last time? Or are they instead going to do different things? Is someone going to do a 6-pool or not? What is going to happen? That is the question. Yes, it is best of 7. So at the moment it looks completely standard, same as last time. There hasn't been much time though for variation yet, so as of yet we will work out what they're doing. And when that happens, we'll work it out, and it will all be good. A very slight, low barracks coming down here. It's not a proxy though, so I think he's just going for a wall off with these barracks so he can get a faster command center here. Although there's another barracks coming down here, so it looks like it will actually be a proxy. So he's going to be able to probably float down both these barracks to the same cliff height, so that the Marines here don't have to run all the way around the cliff, which will save a good 20 seconds on, not 20 seconds, maybe 10 on the runtime. The most important thing here I found is actually sending multiple SCVs to make the bunkers, because that way you can ensure that a bunker will get up. It's like the Korean 4-gate, where if you only make one pylon, then it actually might die. If you make 2, then you're guaranteed to be on a winner. So the question is, will he move this down? Yes, he does. And there is already 1 Marine out on the map. Where is he going to make the bunker? He's going to do it on the low ground. And this is quite a good place to do it, because it's not actually a map vision. So this Zerg has no idea whatsoever is happening until this Marine comes up the ramp. But it looks like he's going to be waiting a bit, although he has caught wind on what's happening. Or no, he hasn't, he's just sent it as a drone transfer. He's worked out what's happening now. It's making 1 spine crawler. He's trying to attack the SCV. A very good stutter step micro. It is killing off the drones inside, but he won't actually be able to get all the way to the bunker in time. So he's already lost 1 Marine. He's nearly lost 2. So it looks like this will be very, very efficiently deflected as a push. 2 more Marines coming in now with 2 SCVs repairing. One of those SCVs dies. Nearly got trapped by the drones and Zerglings there, but will they be able to go around? There's 2 Zerglings here, and no, 2 Marines inside the bunker, but there's now a spine crawler there to batter it down. Very efficient. Absolutely great. I don't think he'll be able to do much with this push, as all the SCVs are now dead, the bunker's burning down, the Marines have died, and the Zerg is thoroughly ahead in this game, as the command center only comes down now. So if we look at the units lost, he's lost way more. The Zerg is ahead in literally every single way. A pretty perfect hold, to be honest, by the Zerg, as he's now putting down 1 gas, which could mean anything, to be honest, as I lag horrifically. Lag. Sorry. 1 sec. Oh, they can't see that. Okay. This is the problem. See, Kaspersky takes it upon itself to cause everyone that I'm playing with every 2 hours to hate me. In this case, it could have been in a much worse position. It could have been 20 seconds previously. So everything's stabilised now, as the Terran is getting 3 barracks to defend sort of bunker rushes. Not bunker rushes, bailing bust, which I really like the idea of, because every single Zerg wants to bailing bust at the end of this. As we see, where is it? As we see, Rollerbabs is now actually putting down his bailing nest, which could just be to prevent a further push, but it could be actually to try and break down the those barracks. But this Overlord will probably show it that he doesn't want to do that, because it has 1,000 health over that of a supply depot which only has 400, so you need more than twice as many bailings. From mental maths, I think it's about 13, if every single bailing does about 80 damage each. So what Zerg wants to do now, and that's exactly what he's doing, is he's droning up as much and as far as he can, so that he can get so far ahead from his extra production as the Terran just isn't able to, because he committed so much to that push. As we see from the income tab, which even though he has mules, is still, he has more than twice as many workers, so as soon as those die, it'll be balanced again. Mules are, they're not OP, but they're very good. I refuse to call things OP. So the same approach coming out from Rollerbabs, getting the queens up for early defense. This time he's getting a much earlier third, because he feels much more secure and safe. He's going quite heavy in gas geysers, which will either mean he's going for the same mutiling bailing as he did last time, or he could even go for Ling Infester. Both intrinsic of the heavy upgrading, although not normally if you're going Infestors then you won't get so many bailings, but it's actually a style that's been emerging quite a lot recently, as he makes even more in order to kill this push, which is soon to be coming out. It's actually incredibly strong push timing, considering that he did a 2 racks, because normally you can expect a push to come out from the Terran at about 10 minutes. The question is, how effective will it be, because there are no real Zerglings or Banelings out there, and very good splitting by the Terran. So what is going to happen is heavily supply blocked. This is a big problem of xpOxy, not of Rollerbabs, as the Banelings go into the Marines. They're going to be coming with everything really low health, but just about manages to clear that up with 3 queens helping out. Although he's missing pretty much every single inject, and he still hasn't made an Overlord as he floats nearly 2,000 minerals now with his lair up. That was meant to be a push to kill off the Zerg, but honestly he's doing incredibly well just because he's spending his minerals, so the worker differentiation has decreased so much. The Zerg hasn't made a drone, well, more than 10 drones in about as many minutes, well, 5 minutes, and the Terran's made 10 now, so catching up quite sufficiently. But unfortunately the Zerg is doing a lot of tech, so it's not actually as bad as it may seem, as he now manages to get rid of some of that bank with Zerglings, which I think he's actually going to be trying to do a bailing bust with. These reactors on the front could be incredibly efficient, and actually if he tries to move out again and moves straight into this Zergling and bailing force, he could do incredibly badly, as Rollerbabs sees it on his minimap. He's just going to let it go straight out, and he's going to counter-attack, I think. Or is he? No? He should counter-attack. But unfortunately he's just going to confront it in the middle of the map and kill it, presumably, as long as he can attack both at the same time. But this 4th hatchery is going to go down. No, it's not, because he now runs away from that. But unfortunately these Banelings coming in from the back, trapping the Marines as marauders, so quite a lot of damage. But still, everything dies from the Banelings. But Terran is actually still getting more and more into the game, because his worker supply is actually catching up. But this army from the Zerg, can it be denied? or is there just too few units as these banelings come into the barracks? As will they go down? It's onto red. 140 health. SCV's repairing. No, it won't. All of these Zerglings are just dying for no reason. There we go. He now pulls back and makes another round of banelings. His injects are a big problem, I have to say, but he seems to be doing quite well at reacting to what the Terran is actually doing in the game if he can scout it now on 4 base as well. Infestation pit is finished and pathogen glands is nearly completed, so he wants to have some infestors coming out, but he spent all of the money on banelings so that he could do this baneling drop, which actually goes straight into these banelings and doing killing about 10 workers, but that's not what he wants to go for. He wants to go for the army, sit on the production and then just kill him. And I think this could be game for Rallababs after the failed 2 racks, but it's incredibly well held by xpOxy, but as Rallababs is now just finishing off trying to repair the tank, but I don't think it'll be enough. The Zerglings have got a pretty good surround on it and they're killing off everything now. Medevac's healing up the SCVs, but it's too little, too late, as a couple of extra reinforcements stream in. And xpOxy is slowly and definitely not silently dying, but as strangely he even manages to clean up. But as the reinforcements arrive and more Zerglings come in, he probably won't be able to hold off the falling push, although there is a lot of work units the GG's called as he realises that he cannot possibly come back.